What do we really know about the redesigned Toyota Tundra? Let's take a look at Toyota's own website. Well, good morning everybody, and welcome back to Rob Motive FST. And what do we really know about the redesigned Toyota Tundra that's coming? You know, I haven't looked for a little while, so today, while I was working on a mod for the Tacoma, I was perusing Toyota's own website to see if I could actually build the new Tundra yet. I mean, we're almost in November. They say the truck is supposed to be arriving in December, but apparently those are models that Toyota has decided to build themselves. Models that they're just going to send out, and you can grab one if you want it. So what more is there, I guess, to see about the Tundra? Well, they have added a couple of things. They've given us the different trim levels. There is an SR5, there's a Limited, a Platinum, a 1794, and a TRD Pro. Now, there is an unannounced model that's going to be coming. I think they're calling it the Cornerstone or something like that. A different trim level that hasn't really been announced yet, but that's coming as well. So we know the different trim levels. That's good. Didn't know that a few weeks ago for sure. We assumed that they were going to continue with the same lines that they had before, and it seems that they are with the addition of this new line. Not sure it's going to be long term, but it will be available. So what about colors? We now know colors. We have a wind chill pearl. We have a magnetic gray metallic, like what I have on my new Tacoma rather. We have a celestial silver metallic, basically silver. Then we have midnight black metallic and the new supersonic red. Now, that one I believe is only going to be available on a few models. It's not available on every. Let's see, what isn't it available on? Well, that may not be true. Looks like it is, at least according to their site, available on all the trim levels. So that's something new. Now, if we go to accept, I should make a note, accept the TRD Pro. The TRD Pro has the solar octane. That's that orange color. And speaking of the TRD Pro, we have this solar octane. We have lunar rock. That's that new greenish grayish color. We have white. And strangely enough, with all of these fancy names, white, they're simply calling white. Lastly, we have midnight black metallic. I don't know why they're not just calling that black, but it is midnight black metallic, probably because of the metallic flakes in the paint, I guess. That is very similar to the color I'm sitting in right now, which I just call black. So that's it. That's all we know. You can't go on the site and actually order anything yet, which I find kind of strange. With the truck coming out in December of this year, I find it strange that you can't build one yet. And what's going to be interesting to see is when we can build one. Is it going to truly be this year, or is Toyota only going to produce models that they deem to produce? In other words, we won't have any choice except for what they decide to put out on the lot, which isn't a bad thing necessarily. Nothing mentioned about any updates on the hybrid. That's the one I'm interested in, is the V6 twin turbo hybrid. If I'm going to buy the new Tundra, it's going to be all out new Tundra. Now, the caveat to that for me is I'm not looking to buy a higher trim level. In other words, I'm not going to buy a TRD Pro or a Platinum so that I can get that V6 twin turbo hybrid. It's going to have to filter down a little bit lower for what I want, because for channel purposes, I don't want a finished truck. I want to be able to do things to it and kind of make it my own. So that's going to be interesting for me as to when I can actually get the newest, latest and greatest powertrain at a lower trim level. Now, another thing I wanted to mention, I'm seeing a lot of posts out there, people stating that they're ordering the new Tundra. Now, I'm confused. I don't know how you can possibly order a new Tundra, or any truck for that matter, when there are no options listed to be able to order. I mean, we don't know for sure what is going to be on this truck. There are some things Toyota has run through and told us what it's going to be, the engine, the size, the horsepower, torque, you know, towing capability, all that kind of stuff. But ultimately, we don't really know for sure until it's listed out on a sheet, or on their website in this case. Nobody uses paper anymore, do they? Unless you go to the dealership. That's what I find interesting. Somebody sent me a build sheet. It was a build sheet from a dealership, and strangely, the 2021 part, this is for the new Tundra, was crossed off. Nothing else written on there, it was just crossed off. So they're using this build sheet to take people's deposits and set them up for a truck that they believe is going to be built. I think that's a little shady, a little bit dishonest, because since we can't see this information for ourselves on the site, the dealership has taken it upon themselves to pull a build sheet from the 2021 Toyota Tundra, which I'm sitting in right now, but they're using that as a baseline to go ahead and mock something up for people, I guess, as a way to go ahead and collect their deposits. I mean, you know, think about that. If they get enough money collected, that money is sitting, I would assume, in an interest-bearing account somewhere. Now, I've never seen a dealer say that they're going to increase the amount of your deposit. In other words, deduct it from the price of the truck, this increased amount showing the interest. They're making money on that interest. Now, there's another reason they do this. Obviously, if they have your money in hand, it kind of ties you down a little bit. That's not that it isn't refundable. If you're with a reputable dealership, it should definitely be refundable. But it's like keeping you in the dealership as long as possible. It's been proven that the more time you spend at the dealership, the more likely you are to spend money and buy a truck, a car, whatever. So they're kind of doing the same thing. They're mocking these trucks up. They don't know for sure either. They're taking your deposit, giving you potentially some sort of a build date. Who knows how valid that is? And I can tell you from experience, they're not really very valid at all. Now, they can be early, but typically they're much later, particularly when you're dealing with a new model truck like the 2022 Toyota Tundra. So I just found it interesting while I was, again, waiting for paint to dry on a Tacoma mod, looking out at Toyota's website just to see what they're doing with the new Tundra. And they're not doing much. They've given us trim levels, they've given us color. All the other information that's out there is the information that's been out there for quite a while. Meantime, dealerships are taking money for deposits, and people are thinking they're going to get that truck this year. I would be shocked, unless, of course, you're willing to take a truck that Toyota goes ahead and builds and sends in. And that's where the old switcheroo comes in. You can bet that when those trucks start arriving, phone calls are going to be made that are like, hey, Joe, we got a truck. It's not exactly what you wanted, but if you want to put your hands on one right now, this one's available. I can see that happening. Anyway, leave a comment. I'm not dogging anybody. I know everybody's excited for this new truck. I'm excited for it. But let me know if you've put down a deposit and ordered yourself a brand new Toyota Tundra. I'd be curious to know, and how confident are you that you're actually going to get what you want as opposed to what Toyota is going to send you? Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Rob Motive, all about my 2021 Toyota Tacoma, and Rob Motive JT, all about my 2020 Jeep Gladiator. Check them out, and if you're interested, why not subscribe? Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.